Good morning to all of you from the UK. 12:49 PM on the 20th of the 8th, 2017. And also, as I said before, that we mustn't forget the past of these truthers that gave out information about these deep underground cities, these chambers down there, and what had happened in the past. Again, people had lost lives, like this guy that I'm going to show you now. This is Phil Snyder, and he survived in 1979 down in that underground base at Dulce, a firefight that broke out as well. And now that Dulce base is a US intelligence and military base. There have been lots of things going on down there in the past, and still the powers that be will keep this information out from us. So again, it's just researching, looking into things, putting the jigsaw pieces together and finding out the truth. I mean, there's many scientists that have lost their lives because they're trying to disclose the information, so the powers that be just finish with their lives. They don't want the truth to come out. It's again so important that we try and get these words out there, because it's getting more strange up there in the skies now. We see those strange colours and strange light sources, the reflections as well. So again, it's just getting the truth out, isn't it? That other people have lost their lives. Another well-known truther as well, Dr. Robert Harrington. And Dr. Harrington was a chief of astronomer of the US Naval Observatory. Died before he could publicize the fact that Planet X is approaching our solar system. And also, many feel that the death, again, was part of the agenda of covering up Planet X, one of which the government agencies quickly moved to conceal the most earth-shaking discovery in history. In 1991, Dr. Harrington ordered Special Sky Survey. The special report on Planet X is to be sent to NASA. 23rd of January 1993, Harrington died of rapid onset of aggressive cancer. Now that's strange as well, isn't it? As again, Mr. Harrington went down to the southern hemisphere and noticed Planet X, Nibiru. But only a week later he just died. They finished him off. Again, it just makes us think more that this system is coming in. It's just unbelievable how many people have died because of this. I'm going to play a short video of what Dr. Harrington said about the explaining about the system as well, and the heavenly body that was tracked and noticed. I mean, this report came out again, as I said before, in 1983, and then moments later it just the powers that be, just there was nothing said at all, wasn't it? It was a huge cover-up, and they're still covering it to this day as Nibiru heads much closer to our celestial body, the Earth. So please enjoy this piece of footage.
Maybe you wish to tell us in a few minutes the nature of those discoveries.
I'd be happy to, and you're absolutely right. As a matter of fact, the date on here, I was just noticing, is 14 August 1978, which was just about 6 weeks after we discovered the fact that Pluto has a satellite. Once you have a satellite for a planet, you can determine how heavy it is. It turns out Pluto was very much smaller and lighter weight than we had thought, which meant that Pluto has no influence, no appreciable influence on the motions of the planets Uranus and Neptune. At that point, we voiced a hypothesis that this means that there is at least one yet to be discovered planet in the outer reaches of the solar system, and this naturally led directly to you and your interest in what we're doing, and that's when you sent me this book.
You have then postulated the existence or the appearance in some time years ago of a celestial body which you, I think, named in that paper an intruder,
Yes.
which may have collided with or somehow turned on their side both Uranus and Pluto.
It did a lot more than that, as a matter of fact. In that paper, we hypothesized that this intruder passed very close to Neptune, that it dislodged one of what we then think were many satellites of Neptune. One of them became the planet Pluto. We actually think Pluto was an escaped satellite of Neptune. This will also take the orbit of Triton, the big satellite of Neptune, and reverse it. We'll take the orbit of the satellite Nereid and extend it outwards. We can produce all of the observed aspects of the satellite system of Neptune plus Pluto's orbit just with this one single intruding planet. One of the things we did in 1978, having made this prediction that there was an additional planet, 10th or 12th, depending on your point of view, but it's the next one, we sort of put our money where our mouth was, as it were. We went out and we started looking for this thing. We've been searching for 12 years for this thing. We've been able to refine the search area somewhat, get it rather narrowed down. We do our predictions based on the observed anomalies in Uranus and Neptune. We actually are currently looking down in the region of Centaurus, which is just south of the constellation Libra, but very close to the area that you've talked about.
I think, Dr. Harrington, you have a pretty good picture, at least in your own mind, of what we are talking about, a big planet, a small planet.
Well, if it is in the kind of orbit that we describe here, it would have to be a planet that would have a mass something like 3 to 5 times the mass of the Earth. This would put it intermediate between the gaseous planets like Uranus and Neptune and the terrestrial planets that we have in the inner part of the solar system. So if this planet turns out to be in a 3,600-year orbit, then its mass would be correspondingly larger. But we're talking about something that's a perfectly reasonable kind of planet. It looks like a good, nice planet, small enough that it's not going to be completely enveloped in gas, so it's perfectly capable of supporting life forms of one kind or another.
Okay, that was an excellent video from Dr. Harrington. That report's from way back in the day. And also, again, just to say that we are in a binary system. Our sun is being agitated by the other companion star. This is why we see a lot of solar flare activity right now. And the sun is agitated because of the binary twin. I'm going to show some images from around the world, and also I'm going to show some webcam images. Okay, we're going to show a few Mexico cams. We've used these cams before many times. This is called the Acapulco Player Cam. And also, a big respect goes out to Smith the Mister, another subscriber who had a great channel running, a good friend that was showing the truth as well. So we've got to respect everybody that's doing so much hard work now to showing the truth. Now I want to show you this cam image, okay? And I just want to go through the cam, because if you look here, you'll see a red reflection. Now the sun will come up at this direction here. There's a red reflection that comes up, and you'll get a reflection up in the sky from this object Nibiru that's reflecting in our skies now. Just put this here. Can you see this red haze coming up? You start to see the red haze as well here. It's getting stronger now, isn't it? Can you see this red reflection in the sky? Again, they block out things up there in the heavens so we can't see anything. There's that red reflection, look. Again, we're just seeing that red haze in the sky, aren't we? From the right hand side of the sunrise. So again, I'm going to move to another webcam and show you that there is something that's reflecting up there. Okay, this is the next cam. This is called the Cosmel cam in Mexico. And again, we know that the eclipse is going to happen on the 21st of August this month, 2017. But again, I think we're all going to be okay. We're going to see some strange skies, but we're all going to be okay, because these heavenly bodies are still out there in our inner solar system, quite a long way away now. Now, this cam is showing this image on the opposite side of the sunrise. Now, if this was anything to do with the sunrise, I'll eat my hat again, because, I mean, look at the shadows. There's something on the opposite side on the horizon. I'll just zoom into this. Okay, I think we can see this better now. What I'm going to do is, I'm just showing you there's a reflection, okay? There's something else big. There's red reflections coming from the opposite side. Can you see all this haze in the horizon here? This light source is something else, I believe to be Nibiru. Now, I showed you a video some time back of the opposite side. There was a red haze. Can you see this? It's going down. It moves like a comet and disappears on the horizon. I'll just reverse this camera so you can see this. We do see these light sources with the sun, don't we? But again, you've got to understand, okay, it's very important that there is another object that's out there that's like a comet. Look at all the trash coming off it. Look at all this reflection here. It's huge. This object is huge out there. Okay, and it can be seen in the southern hemisphere. People are noticing it now, and government and the powers that be are preparing for this. We really need to take it seriously now. This is an important message to all of you, that there is a huge body that's moving like a comet, and it's reflecting on all the other heavenly bodies. It was reflecting on Venus. I apologise about the white screen, but look at this. Look at this reflection. Okay, it's very important that we notice this now. Very important indeed. I'm going to go to another webcam. This is a live cam in Mexico. Another volcano cam. And again, that strange red reflection reflecting on the volcano. As we've got a red object in front of our sun. A heavenly body. So I'm going to now move to some more cam footage. This is a live cam. Just want to show you, this is where I feel that it's very important. Okay, now this is the same volcano. The timestamp is there is 6:26:03 seconds, and something lights up the sky. You'll see the huge bright reflection on the volcano. As I go through the cam, look at that light source. Just lights up the top of the volcano, and then it dims again. Very strange. I'll show you again. This is night time. You can see this, how it brightens up. Can you see here? Very light, isn't it? I mean, there's things brightening up in the sky all the time now, isn't there? There's lots of things that we're catching now as well, like orbs in the sky. Chemtrail, these drones as well. It's very... There's something going on all the time. There's lots of different things we're spotting now. We've got another popular cam as well, okay, called the Laxtepa cam in Mexico. Now, this is a very interesting cam, and it's giving something that something is strange that's going on now in the skies of Mexico. Look at this dark shadow to the right side. Can you see on this footage here? There's a dark shadow. You can see blue skies just on this side. All this is chemtrails. To the right side, there is something going on. The shadow as well, across the buildings. I see blue sky, I don't see no natural clouds. No dark clouds, just a haze. I'm going to flick through this cam now for you. Look at this, again. Dark shadows. As we progressively go through the cam, you could just see that darkness, can't you? Look, I mean, look at this shade. Now this is what we're getting, okay? Now everybody needs to take notice of this image. Our blue skies are over here. This dark shadow Again, a huge eclipse from Nibiru. Look at this. Look at these buildings. Look at the beach. It's very, very dark. And on photographs, on subscribers' images, they're getting this dark shadow in the sky. Look at the shadow here to the right-hand side. It's just really evidential now. I mean, look at this. The sun is trying to cut through. Look at this creamy haze of chemtrails. Look at this dark shadow here. These are not rain clouds or anything else. I mean, look at the dark shadows. You can still see the blue sky, but there's a shadow. Okay? Again on the land. Look at these buildings. Very dim and dark. Something is happening. Again, just very, very dark. Very dark indeed, isn't it? This white object up there, reflecting on the sea. The whole system is just completely different now, isn't it? They use this chem cloud as well to cover the truth. Everything, this shadow, is what we need to look at as well, because there's an object that's being covered. They're blanketing the whole area of the sky. To this side is so important to watch as well when we do get this solar eclipse. But I believe again that the powers that be will chemtrail to hide the truth, because if they're doing it now, this blatantly, then they're going to do it then, aren't they? They're going to do it all the time until it's too late. Here's another Mexico cam. Okay, this is called Webcam Acapulco, and as you can see on the screen, for that time of the day, it is again too dark. Now, I'm going to just zoom out a little bit. Hold on a second. Okay, I've just zoomed down so you can see the land, the beach. And we have viewed these Mexico cams many years back as well. We all have, haven't we? Many of us have. And that time of the day, okay, this part of the year as well, in August, it was a lot lighter. Now, you can see on the screen here, can't you, that it's very, very dark. Look at those clouds as well. The system, the Earth's system has changed. Chemtrails above the atmosphere, this white object up in the heavens, and the dim and dark shadows. There is something in front of our sun. It's blatantly obvious, isn't it? Something is darkening our sun to darken in the land. We are in an eclipse right now. This eclipse has just been creeping up on us all the time. Again, just far too dark, and people need to wake up to the truth. Okay, I'm going to flick through the cam just to give you an idea of this white object that's coming down. Can you see this? Look at these clouds being burnt and chemtrails. And I mean, look at this. Very, very dark. Far too dark on this webcam. People have got so used to it, haven't they? Okay, I'm going to move to a different cam now. But I hope in Mexico people are preparing for this. Okay, this is the last cam on this video, and I will do a subscribers video as well to show all the images as they're coming through. I'll build and produce a video for this evening. But this is called the Toreo cam in Mexico, proving and showing there's two light sources. First we get one light source that comes up in the sky from another sun, and then we get this simulator, this object in the sky. And when it cuts through those chemtrails, look how dark it gets on the land. I mean, look at the time, 6:56. It will be 6:56. I hope you can see it on the screen. But I'm going to go through the cam, okay? And you will see a light source coming up here. And it moves up there, above, out there in the inner solar system. You can see this moving up now, can't you? As it's moving up, it disappears up in the heavens. Okay? Now, as I flip through the cam, this object that comes into play as well, and watch how it cuts through those chemtrails and then darkens the skies. It's the wrong way around. Watch this now. I'm going through the cam now for you. That other object has already gone up in the skies. It's already moved up there. Now look at this. Look how dark it is up there. The blue skies have dimmed. Watch when this cuts through. This can't be our sun, because look at the land. Look how dark it is on the land. This object, if it was the sun, it would brighten up the land. That's what the sun's supposed to do. Look at how dark it is. Absolutely the wrong way around. I'm going to go now, but I'll produce another video very shortly. And please take care, and respect to all of you from Matt Rogers. Again, people had lost lives, like this guy that I'm going to show you now. This is Phil Snyder, and he survived in 1979 down in that underground base at Dulce, a firefight that broke out as well. And now that Dulce base is a US intelligence and military base. There have been lots of things going on down there in the past, and still the powers that be will keep this information out from us. So again, it's just researching, looking into things, putting the jigsaw pieces together and finding out the truth. I mean, there's many scientists that have lost their lives because they're trying to disclose the information, so the powers that be just finish with their lives. They don't want the truth to come out. It's again so important that we try and get these words out there, because it's getting more strange up there in the skies now. We see those strange colours and strange light sources, the reflections as well. So he's quickly moved to conceal the most earth-shaking discovery in history. In 1991, Dr. Harrington ordered Special Sky Survey. The special report on Planet X is to be sent to NASA. 23rd of January 1993, Harrington died of rapid onset of aggressive cancer. Now that's strange as well, isn't it? As again, Mr. Harrington went down to the southern hemisphere. Good morning to all of you from the UK. 12:49 PM on the 20th of the 8th, 2017. And also, as I said before, that we mustn't forget the past of these truthers that gave out information about these deep underground cities, these chambers down there, and what had happened in the past. Again, it's just getting the truth out, isn't it? That other people have lost their lives. Another well-known truther as well, Dr. Robert Harrington. And Dr. Harrington was a chief of astronomer of the US Naval Observatory, died before he could publicize the fact that Planet X is approaching our solar system. And also, many feel that the death, again, was part of the agenda of covering up Planet X, one of which the government agency